Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. To keep on the trend of the Call of Duty videos that I've made the last couple of days, I want to talk about something that right now is the pinnacle with Call of Duty at the moment. I touched on it briefly in the state of Cold War and video and stuff like that. And it's the amount of hackers that have come in to Call of Duty. We've seen hackers over the years and stuff like that, from going back in the days of Modern Warfare 2 and getting Xbox chats, messages to pay 1,600 Microsoft points for a hacked lobby, or finding yourself in a free-for-all game and you instantly start leveling up to, 10th prestige and then all of a sudden into an 11th prestige and getting everything unlocked. Back in the day, those were fun. When you went into Black Ops 2, which is probably considered now the most hacked Call of Duty game there has ever been, you had people obviously that were doing it for, especially in multiplayer, doing it just for their own reasons and stuff like that, just wiping out a 75-0 game of team deathmatch just to be a dick and stuff like that. And over the years and stuff like that, it's sort of progressively gotten a little bit worse and very much more blatant. And while it's not as visible in Cold War, I've come across a few hackers in Cold War, and it kind of is sad to see that is what people think they have to do when playing Call of Duty. Like, the way to have fun, quote unquote, is quite literally just to download some software and say that you are the best player in the entire game. I don't personally see a reason why you would do that and stuff like that. I mean, if you aren't very good at the game, fine, just accept that. But what you then do is you ruin the experience for other players. When I come across a hacker and everything, I legitimately feel like, well, why am I? This is why I don't play multiplayer. This is why I don't play Warzone, because if I'm running into hackers left, right, and centre, that doesn't make me want to play. That's one of the reasons why I play zombies, is because there's no hacking. There's nothing you can do. The moment I go into a Warzone match, or the moment I go into a multiplayer match with friends, the first thing I'm thinking is not, oh, we're going to have a good game here and stuff. I'm thinking, is there a hacker on the other team? And that's depressing to think that that's how people have to play Call of Duty nowadays. And you look at the Warzone incidents, Warzone has been out for very nearly 18 months. And the anti-cheat, anything to do with hacking and stuff like that is absolutely pathetic in terms of the stopping of it, the prevention of it. You look at other games with hacking and stuff like Fortnite had a massive clamp down on it. New games such as Splitgate have already done permabans and stuff like that on system bans, which, you look at as a small team, a small company, have put in a better anti-cheat than one of the biggest companies in the world, who then every 3 months go, oh, we've banned 700,000 accounts and they've just made a new one. And there's just sites all over the internet saying, oh, download this, download that and everything. You'll have God mode, you'll have like aimbot, you'll see through walls, you'll have everything like that. It's like, unless you're going to do system bans and stuff like that, there is nothing you can do, And the problem is, it's so much more blatant, especially now with Cold War and stuff like that. If you go into a lobby and you see someone is non-prestige, like level 1 to like 20, the first thing you think of isn't, oh, this guy's a noob, I'm going to wreck him. It's, oh my god, he's more than likely a hacker and he's going to wreck us. And it's depressing, the fact that cheats are just getting worse and worse and worse, like the magnetic bullets and little things like that. It's like, I don't quite understand, and I understand why the big streamers are turning off, the likes of Tim the Tatman, Courage JD, Nick Merckx. I believe Cloaksy's even come out and said something about it as well. I can understand why these guys have said, yeah, do you know what, now I'm done with this game and stuff like that. Over the past year, since like the pandemic started, those guys have carried the Warzone community and stuff like that. Yeah, you've got like the pros that play, the likes of Aiden and all those guys. Yeah, they're fun to watch. But these guys, in terms of content-wise, just step it up every single time, and they're funny to watch. They're brilliant to watch and everything. And it's one of the reasons why I do watch a lot of Warzone videos and stuff like that. I watch it not because of the gameplay, I watch it because of the people. And when they're coming out and saying, like, this is bullshit and everything, we've been moaning for months and months and months. And what happens? Absolutely nothing, And I remember seeing a thing quite recently saying, like, most like concurrent players and everything. Like Fortnite still had close to 1 million players concurrent at that time playing it. Like, so Fall Guys had 250,000 people play it. Warzone had 202,000 people at one time playing it. This is a game mode that when it was released was such a hype for the communities. Can Call of Duty finally do a good battle royale? When Blackout flopped, and maybe over time it got better, but for me, Blackout just was a complete flop because they spent too much time on that, and that's one of the reasons why Black Ops 4 is such a poor game. But the thing with Warzone is that when it was released, Modern Warfare didn't diminish in quality, but the fact that they kept it going and didn't make it like its own entity, that's what has killed not only Cold War, but it's killed Call of Duty as a whole. They should never have crossed over into Cold War. They should have kept it as Modern Warfare. They shouldn't have been adding Cold War weapons. You can just add guns that are in the game files for Modern Warfare. It wouldn't have hurt Cold War as much as it has done. And then you add on top of that this hacking problem, and it's like I said, this is a game mode that was at its peak had millions of people playing it at one time. And if you weren't playing it, you were watching it. So many different communities, so many different channels and creators making content on it. If you wanted to watch high kill gameplay, you could. If you wanted to watch funny moments, you could. If you wanted to watch a blend of both, you could. Now, every Warzone video, pretty much, you will find a hacker in it. Whether the fact that the hacking is in the title, hacking is in the thumbnail, or hacking is just in the video, you will find it. And it's just absolutely depressing that a game mode like Warzone has fallen so far in such a short amount of time. Last year we saw like the rise of Among Us, we saw the rise of Fall Guys and stuff like that. And even with, you know, content creators going to that and stuff like that, obviously eventually the games did fall off. Warzone was that constant that kept going through the pandemic era, going into where we are now. But, you know, everyone screamed for a new map and everything. And when it was leaked that it was supposed to be the Fire Team maps and everything, people were hyped. And all of a sudden that was then dropped. And we got an old school version of Warzone. It's like, but did anyone really want that? You know, did anyone really want an old school Verdansk? No. And the day that Verdansk 84 was released, or whatever year it is now and stuff like that, people were finding glitches. And that's another thing with this, you know, how many people do you have working on that Warzone team that should be there strictly for game exploits and stuff like that? You know, the under the map glitch from Stadium was in the game for so long, and every update it came back. You know, you can throw in your John McClane building, which was a really cool concept to do. You can throw all that into it. But if every single time you update the game, a new glitch is found, you're not doing your job. And that then adds to the frustration that streamers and content creators have. Like, these guys aren't hacking, but they're ruining the experience for everyone else because you can't hit them, you can't kill them. They may as well be hacking. I don't understand how a massive franchise, a massive company can make a game and not have not just an anti-cheat, but not have anyone that looks for glitches and stuff like that and just passes it through. You play a game like Game Dev Tycoon and you've got the bugs and everything. If you release a game with bugs, it gets panned. And that's exactly what the real life equivalent is with Warzone. Whenever they do an update with Warzone, there's a new glitch, and it's on TikTok, it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. When Season 5 drops in a couple of days and stuff like that, I can guarantee you there are going to be TikTok creators, and this is no hate to these guys because what they bring awareness to it. But at the same time, what that then does is that encourages people to do it. As long as they only talk about it, it's fine. But when people then go ahead and show it, I have a problem with it. But these creators are going to be on there, and you know for a fact it's going to be, oh, there's a new under the map glitch in Stadium, there's a new under the map glitch in Downtown, there's a new under the map glitch here and stuff like that. And it's like, why? Like, how can you let that get into your end product for your game? And I just think that it's gotten to the point where Activision, Raven, Infinity Ward all need to literally just say, look, Warzone has been great, but we need to pull it from Cold War. We need to pull it and make it its own thing. You know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to pay for it. Warzone has always been free. That's fine. Keep it that way. But with the potential that World War II Vanguard's going to come out, there's people already been saying, oh yeah, it's going to be implemented into Warzone again, and that will absolutely be the final nail in the coffin. We've already gone back to the 1980s, and you know, how has it gone back to the 1980s? A rocket. A rocket went off and it went boom, and suddenly we're back 30 years in the past. What's going to happen now to go back to the World War II era? We're going to hit by a V2 rocket? We're going to get hit by one of the nukes and everything from Nagasaki? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. You can't have a Warzone map and keep the storyline going by going back in time to World War II. It was bad enough with Cold War, but you can't have someone walking around Verdansk and stuff like that, rocking a Tommy gun. You know, that just doesn't work. They need to literally say, right now, we're pulling it from Cold War. It's going to be its own entity. We'll remove the guns. We'll literally just make it Warzone, Modern Warfare and stuff like that. We'll add new guns and stuff like that were in the game files and everything. We'll buff them, we'll make them fun. But the last thing they need is to put Vanguard, whatever this next game's going to be called, into Warzone and kill it even more. The game is already dead with all the hacking and the glitches and the exploits. If you make Vanguard your next game and you implement it in to Warzone, you are going to not only nail the coffin into Warzone, you'll kill Vanguard right there and then, because they'll introduce the guns and they will be stupidly overpowered. And again, you'll just have content creators going, oh, this is ridiculous. You'll have streamers and everything go, oh, look at this and everything, a brand new gun and everything's been released, and oh my god, it's got no recoil. You know, I can shoot this thing from 45 million miles away and stuff like that and get a headshot with one bullet, and I'm not even hacking. Like, I don't understand how a development team can look at this sort of stuff and go, yeah, that's right, stamp of approval. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever how that can happen. I really hope that Warzone does get fixed, because at the end of the day, when you are playing with friends, it can be a laugh, right? But I don't want to be going into a game and thinking, the first thought is there a hacker in this lobby? Is there someone exploiting the game and stuff like that? I just want to go back to the way Warzone used to be and stuff like that. A fun game mode and stuff like that. There was no real competitiveness to it. You were well happy when you got your first win. I want it to be like that. Will we ever get that? I have no idea. You know, when games capture that moment and everything, you always want to go back to it. You talk about Fortnite and everything. I can remember getting my first win and stuff like that, sitting at the top of a wood and fucking skyscraper with a buddy of mine, overlooking one part of the map right on top of a one of the mountains in season 1, you know, and shooting a bush that was climbing up from behind us and stuff like that. I remember these things because Fortnite used to be such an amazing game. Warzone at the time, at one point, was amazing. But if you're going to continue with Warzone, you have to make it its own entity. You cannot keep cutting and splicing other games into it to try and keep it fresh. It doesn't work. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I've rambled on long enough for it. Like I said, I hope Warzone does improve, and I hope the community does go back to it. But they have to fix everything. They literally need to come out and say, we know it's fucked. We're going to fix it. We are very, very sorry. Will we ever get that? Who the hell knows? Guys, if you like the video, like it down there, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think Warzone is dead? Do you think that Warzone can ever be fixed? Do you play Warzone? Anything like that? Any words you want to say and stuff like that? Any topics? Leave it in the comments below. Let's have a discussion on this. Thank you for clicking on the video. I will speak to you guys in the next day. Take it easy.